Hello students, today we will start with the chapter number system class 9. In number system, the numbers are divided into two categories, real numbers and non-real numbers. And up to 10th class we have to study only real numbers. Real numbers are further categorized into two categories, rational numbers and irrational numbers. Rational numbers you have already studied up to 8th class, and the new concept in 9th class is irrational number. First of all, we will revise the rational numbers only. You have already studied natural numbers. Natural numbers are the numbers, the counting numbers which start from 1, 2, 3 and so on. Whole numbers are the counting numbers which start from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Then rational numbers, the numbers which are in the form of p upon q. This is the definition of rational numbers, the numbers which are in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0 and p and q are integers. P and q are integers, they can be positive and as well as negative, but q cannot be 0. P can be 0 but q cannot be 0. So this is the definition of rational numbers. All natural numbers are rational, all whole numbers are also rational numbers, but all rational numbers are not natural numbers, or all rational numbers are not whole numbers. For example, 2 by 3, it is a rational number but it is not natural number, it is also not a whole number. So now how many rational numbers are possible? There are infinitely many rational numbers possible. Suppose we have two rational number, 1 by 2 and 2 by 3. Question is that कि how many rational numbers are possible between two rational numbers. So there are infinitely many rational number possible between these two. Suppose you have to find out any 4 rational numbers between 1 by 2 and 2 by 3. You have to find out any 4 rational numbers between 1 by 2 and 2 by 3. Then how we will find out? First of all, we make the denominator same. First of all, we make the denominator same by taking their LCM. The LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. 2 3 ja 6, so 3 1 3 ja 3. 3 2 ja 6, so 2 2 ja 4. So it is equal to 3 by 6 and 4 by 6. Now 3 by 6 and 4 by 6, 4 rational numbers we have to find out. So at least we will multiply numerator and denominator both by 5. Then it will be 15 upon 30 and it will be 20 upon 30. Between 15 and 20 there is 16 by 30, 17 by 30, 18 by 30 and 19 by 30 rational numbers between 3 by 6 and 4 by 6. Any 4 rational numbers. Like this we can find out any number of rational numbers between two given rational numbers. One question is there, is 0 a rational number? Is 0 a rational number? The answer will be yes. Why? Because 0 can be written as 0 upon 1. It can be written in the form of p by q. So yes, it is also a rational number. Our next definition is irrational numbers. What are irrational numbers? The numbers which cannot be written in the form of p by q. The numbers which cannot be written in the form of p by q, that are called irrational numbers. And the numbers which are in the form of square root of positive numbers, for example square root 2, square root 3, square root 5, except perfect square number, square root 4. Square root 4 is not a irrational number. Square root 2, square root 3, square root 5, square root 7 and so on. These are irrational numbers. These are example of irrational numbers. Similarly, pi is also an irrational numbers. We will study it later. that why do we call pi as an irrational number. This is the definition of irrational number, the number which cannot be written in the form of p by q, and the numbers which are in the form of square root of positive numbers, square root 2, square root 3 and so on, these all are irrational numbers. Now how many irrational numbers are possible? Say in the same way like rational number, there are infinitely many irrational numbers are possible on a real number system. Infinitely many irrational numbers are possible, like, right? Then now to represent the rational and irrational number on number line, up to 8th class you have studied how to represent the rational numbers on the number line. We have learned to denote 2 by 3 on the number line like this: 0, that is 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 3 by 3, that is 1, this is 2 by 3. This is the representation of a number line of a rational number on the number line. Like this we can also represent the irrational numbers on the number line, because this number line is not only for rational number, it is called real number line. It is called real number line, and real number are of two types, rational as well as irrational. So like rational numbers, irrational numbers can also be represented line. To represent square root 2 on number line. Now square root 2 is an irrational. How to represent it on the number line? First of all, we must know about Pythagoras theorem. In Pythagoras theorem we have studied, suppose we have a right angle triangle ABC, right angled at B, and we have studied that the sides forming the right angle are AB and BC, and the sum of their squares, AB square plus BC square, is equal to the square of the side opposite to right angle. Opposite to right angle means the side AC, that is also called hypotenuse. So AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. We will apply this theorem to represent square root 2 on the number line. How? Suppose AB is equal to 1 unit. AB is equal to 1 unit. BC is also equal to 1 unit. Now you substitute the value of AB and BC. AB is 1, BC is 1, equal to AC square. 1 square plus 1 square, that is 2, is equal to AC square. AC square is equal to 2, or we can write it as AC is equal to square root of 2. If AC square is 2, we can write AC as a square root of 2. Now how to represent square root 2 on number line? You draw the number line. At one end you take 0, and at some distance you take a point. Suppose this is 1 and it is equal, you are considering it as 1 unit. You are considering it as 1 unit. You give a name, suppose this is C point and this is B point. Now at B point you will draw an angle of 90 degree with the help of compass. With the help of compass you will draw angle of 90 degree. This is, we have drawn angle of 90 degree with the help of compass. Then measure this 1 unit with the help of compass. With the help of compass you measure it. You put your compass at C, open your compass up to B, then put your compass at B and mark the equal arc at from point B on this 90 degree angle ray. Then this point is suppose A. Now it is 1 unit, AB is 1 unit, BC is 1 unit. You join A to C. Now by Pythagoras theorem, like this, AC will be equal to square root 2. Now this AC is square root 2, but we have to represent it on the number line. How we will represent? We will take our compass, we will put it at point C. Open your compass up to point A. Open your compass up to point A. Then you mark the equal arc on the number line. Open your compass from C to A, and like this you draw an arc like this. You will draw an arc like this, and this will join the number line, suppose at point D. Then the distance from C to D is equal to AC. This CD is equal to AC. If AC is square root 2, CD is also equal to square root 2. So this is the number line representation of square root 2. Now to represent square root 3 on the number line, again we will take the help of Pythagoras theorem. This square root 3 can be written as 1 plus 2, and this 1 can be written as 1 square. 2 can be written as square root 2 ka square. Then square root 2 square. Then what we will do, we will again draw the number line. We will take a point, suppose this is 0 mark. Then you take a point at some distance. Suppose this point, this distance is 1 unit. This point is suppose C, and this point is B. First of all, we will represent square root 2 on the number line. For drawing the square root 2 like this, first of all we will draw an angle of 90 degree with the help of compass. Then again by drawing the 90 degree angle, we will mark an arc equal to this 1 unit. The radius should be equal to 1 unit. So if CB is 1, you measure CB from C to B. Then you cut an arc from B equal to this one. The radius should be equal of both the arcs. So this is suppose point A, you join C to A. If it is 1 unit, it will be square root 2 units. Then represent square root 2 on the number line. How to represent square root 2 on the number line? You measure from C to A. From C to A you draw this arc like this with the help of compass, right? Then this point is D, and this distance will be equal to square root 2. Now square root 2, by taking square root 2 as base, at point D you again draw an angle of 90 degree. From at D with the help of compass. You draw the angle 90 degree. Suppose this angle is 90 degree. Then square root 2 is the base. Now we will take 1 unit on the perpendicular side. So we will cut an arc of radius 1 unit. This is 1 unit. We will cut an arc of radius 1 unit. So this is 1 unit. Then this is square root 2. This is 1 unit. You join, suppose this point is E. You join E to C with the help of scale. Then this is square root 2, this is 1. Apply Pythagoras theorem. Square root 2 square plus 1 square. This is equal to square root 3. So length of CE is square root 3 units. So this is the representation of square root 3. Again we have to draw it on the number line. Again we will take the compass. This is square root 3. We will take the compass. We will put our compass at C. Open your compass up to E and draw an arc of this radius like this. It will join the number line like this. Suppose it join at point F. The distance from C to F, this C to F, this distance is square root 3. This is square root 3 units. Next is square root spiral. What is a square root spiral? A square root spiral is formed of these square root numbers: square root 2, square root 3, square root 4, square root 5, and so on. How to draw a square root spiral? First of all, we will draw the number line. At one end you take 0. At some distance you take 1 unit. Then you draw an angle of 90 degree at 1 with the help of compass. I am not using compass, you have to use the compass. This is right angle at 1. Then you have to cut an arc of radius 1 unit. So it is 1 unit, then this is hypotenuse, it will be square root 2. Then we will continue from this side only. Now we will take this side as base. This side, suppose this point is A, B and C. Then you consider AC as base, and on AC you again draw an angle of 90 degree with the help of compass on the side AC. Then suppose this angle is 90 degree ray. this is 90 degree ray. Then again you cut an arc equal to 1 unit, AB 1 unit, BC 1 unit. You have to take this 1 unit. Suppose this is CD, it is 1 unit. Then you join A to D, A to D. Now this is square root 2, this is 1. Apply Pythagoras theorem. Square root 2 square is 2, 1 square is 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So O to D, A to D, this is square root 3. This is square root 3. Then again you consider AD as base, AD as base. At point D, again you draw an angle of 90 degree with the help of compass. It will be like this. Then at this ray, you again cut an arc of 1 unit radius. This AB is 1, so you measure this 1 unit and you cut an arc of 1 unit from here. This is 1 unit. This is square root 3, it is 1. You join, suppose this point is E, you join A to E, then square root 3, apply Pythagoras theorem. Square root 3 square is 3, 1 square is 1, so 3 plus 1, 4, so it will be square root 4. Then we will continue again taking point E, taking the ray line segment AE as base. At point E, you draw an angle of 90 degree again like this. Again you cut equal to 1 unit. Then it is square root 4, it is 1. Then you join, suppose this point is F, you join O to F. Then if it is square root 4 square is 4. 1 square is 1, then 4 plus 1, 5, so it will be square root 5, and so on. We will continue like this. This is called square root spiral. You have to continue up to square root 7. At least you will draw up to square root 7. This is called square root spiral. Next is to draw square root 5 on number line. Actually we have already drawn square root 5 here, but suppose only in exam only it comes draw square root 5 on number line. So we will not draw this square root spiral. We will find another method like this. Square root 5 can be written as 4 plus 1. Then 4 can be written as 2 square and 1 can be written as 1 square. So 2 square plus 1 square. Now come to the Pythagoras theorem. If we draw a rough diagram, we draw a right angle triangle. Suppose this is a right angle triangle, ABC, right angled at P, and suppose AB is 1 unit and BC is 2 units. Then what will be the value of AC? You apply Pythagoras theorem. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. This is the result of Pythagoras theorem. Now AB is 1, BC is 2. So 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 1 plus 4 is 5. So AC square is equal to 5. If AC square is 5, so what will be the value of AC? AC will be square root 5. So by using this concept, we can we can draw square root 5 on the number line. How to draw? You draw the number line. At one end you mark 0, and at some you can consider 1 unit as base and 2 unit on the perpendicular side also. This is the another way of by taking base as 1 unit and perpendicular as 2 units. Then suppose you mark at 0, at some distance you mark 1, at equal distance you mark 2. Suppose this point is A and this point is, you consider this point as C and this point as B. Now this CB distance is 2 units. This CB distance is 2 units. At point B you draw an angle of 90 degree. You draw an angle of 90 degree with the help of compass. Exactly at point 2 you have to use a scale and compass. Then after drawing the angle equal to 90 degree at B, you mark an arc of radius 1 unit. This is your 1 unit. So equal to 1 unit you mark an arc. Suppose this point is A and this AB is 1 unit. From C to B it is 2 unit. You join A to C you have to join. Now this is your right angle triangle in which base is 2 unit, perpendicular is 1 unit, so hypotenuse will be square root 5 unit by applying Pythagoras theorem. Again you have to draw it on the number line. On the number line you have to represent it. You take the help of compass, put your compass at C, open up to A and draw an arc like this with the help of compass. Suppose this point is D. Now the distance from C to D, because these are the radii of the same arc, so it will be A equal to CD will be equal to AC, it will be square root 5. So this is the representation of square root 5 on the number line. So we were studying the number system. Number system, I told you real numbers and non-real numbers, and we will study only real numbers. And real numbers now are of two types: rational numbers and irrational numbers. Rational numbers which are in the form of p by q, for example -1/5, this is a rational number. Irrational numbers, the number which cannot be written in the form of p upon q, and they are the square root of the positive numbers like square root 2, square root 3, like this. These are the irrational numbers. Now in the next video we will further continue about irrational numbers. Thank you. Have a nice day.